Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Wednesday, August 9th, 2023. Here's what's happening today in America. Gold Star parents speak out. DeSantis campaign shakeup. Credit card debt record high, and the brawl in Montgomery. It's all coming up. Then Bill will be here with your message of the day. But first, San Diego Congressman Darrell Issa held a forum in San Diego with 7 of the 13 Gold Star families whose children were killed in the botched withdrawal in Afghanistan. Quote, "I want answers. I want the truth. I want to go to sleep knowing my son did not die in vain. I want to know that this failure will not happen again." One mom said her son told her that when he arrived in Afghanistan, there was chaos, lack of communication, no leadership. Quote, "Command cares nothing for us." Another mom said, "My son loved this country. I expected this government to protect him back. The commander-in-chief failed in the oath he took. He failed everybody." One mom spoke about how devastating it was for Biden to meet her and say, "I know how you feel because my son died." She says, "But Bo died from cancer and you were able to be by his side. How could someone be so heartless to say he knew how I felt?" Ron DeSantis has fired his campaign manager. The new campaign manager is his current governor's office chief of staff. The latest New Hampshire Journal poll has DeSantis now in single digits. In New Hampshire, Trump is at 43%. To be fair to DeSantis, no other candidate is in double digits either. Trump in Arizona, the latest primary poll, 58% support Donald Trump. He's 47 points ahead of second place, DeSantis at 11%, and Chris Christie is in third with 6%. Chris Christie. Credit card balance tops $1 trillion for the first time ever. This is why economic commentators, they look at consumer spending and they'll say, wow, consumer spending hasn't gone down at all. The economy must be great. No, people are just putting it all in credit cards. Credit card debt went up 4% in just the last quarter. And more Americans now are pulling money out of their 401ks. A 36% increase in people pulling money out of their 401k, what's called a hardship withdrawal. 36% more this last quarter than the first quarter of the year. 3 men facing misdemeanor assault charges after a group of white men and a black dock worker started fighting. Then a bunch of other people jumped in and it turned into a bit of a race brawl on the docks. No indication that any of this was racial in nature. Initially, at least, it started when the black dock worker attempted to untie and move their pontoon boat, which shouldn't have been parked there, to make way for a riverboat. But get ready for the race hustlers to make this a massive race issue, if we let them. I'm Mike Slater, the great Bill O'Reilly, with your message of the day. Next.
Are you struggling to make ends meet and cannot wipe out that credit card debt? Did you know the average credit card interest rate right now? Almost 25%. It's suffocating. But if you're a homeowner, American Financing can help you get some relief by using the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, consolidating credit card debt into your home loan at a lower interest rate is a much smarter way for you to manage your budget. So please call their consultants today and see for yourself how American Financing is saving their customers an average of $700 a month. Please call 888-462-9557. 888-462-9557 or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Wednesday, President Biden visited Arizona to tell everyone that it's hot there and climate change is real. I don't have any problem with that. Arizona is indeed a hot property, and the heat is on worldwide as well. However, I don't believe Mr. Biden has any idea how to mitigate global warming, nor does his top climate change guy, John Kerry. What the left really wants is to increase government power over individuals by telling each of us what we can and can't do in our lives. In case you haven't noticed, climate change is being used to increase government entitlements to minorities, to increase federal spending beyond any capability to pay for alternative energy, and to marginalize all opposition. If you question man-made warming, you should be canceled immediately. For me, there is true danger. The planet is heating up, largely because China, India, and Russia continue their massive polluting, and the West cannot stop those countries. As far as the USA is concerned, I want the cleanest country possible. But I don't want totalitarians to take over in order to get there. Electric cars, fine if you want one. Solar, good. Wind, we'll see. So I hope Mr. Biden has plenty of sunscreen and makes some sense in his Sunbelt remarks. We need sane leadership here. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Okay, let's get to the mail. Roger Hall, Leeds, Alabama. Bill, please get on board to help find a conservative who can beat Biden. Roger, not my job. Okay, it's not my job. My job is to watch everybody. Not recruit, not root, not promote. Not my job. Caroline, concierge member, please, we hope you check out that program. All I know is that my life was better under Trump than it is today. And that will be a decider in the election coming up. Daphne Lee, Plano, Texas. I'm really worried about Ron DeSantis' ability to sustain and prevail in his campaign. You think he and his team of campaign professionals will make it through the entire primary season? Well, he just changed his campaign manager, I think, last night. He's off to a rough start, DeSantis. But you got to cut him some slack. He's never done this before. So anybody counting him out now is, he could definitely relaunch. Jeff McVie, Overland Park, Kansas. Bill, you said that in 1864, President Lincoln tried to save the Union by ignoring the Supreme Court when they told him he could not suspend habeas corpus. It was 1862. Lincoln did suspend habeas corpus, and the Supreme Court told him not to. But we were in the middle of a war, the Civil War. And Lincoln took on extraordinary powers because of the insurrection. That's how we got away with it. In a moment, something you might not know. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 78 years ago today, a B-29 bomber dropped a 10,000-pound device codenamed Fat Man over the Japanese city of Nagasaki. The explosion instantly incinerated a 1 square mile area and 50,000 homes. Here is a story of America's nuclear attack on Japan. Tokyo began its brutal conquest of the Pacific in the 1930s. By the summer of 1945, more than 30 million people had been killed across Asia, including 26 million civilians. After the Allied victory over Nazi Germany, President Truman began planning the invasion of Japan. On July 16, 1945, scientist J. Robert Oppenheimer, the subject of a movie today, and his crew successfully detonated the first nuclear explosion in New Mexico. On August 6, 1945, 1 week before the Soviets were set to join combat operations in the Pacific, President Truman ordered the first atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. It took the Japanese more than 4 hours to understand why Hiroshima had suddenly gone silent. The Emperor of Japan hoped the device was one of a kind. He was wrong. On August 9th, another atomic bomb destroyed Nagasaki. 9 days later, Emperor Hirohito delivered a radio address announcing Japan's unconditional surrender. Said the emperor, quote, "The enemy has begun to employ a new and most cruel bomb, the power of which to do damage is indeed incalculable." It was the first time many of the Japanese people had ever heard the voice of the emperor. In total, the two atomic bombs killed 200,000 men, women, and children. The explosions also saved countless Americans who would have perished during the invasion of Japan. As Japanese forces almost never surrendered, they fought to the death. For more details of the war against Japan, please check out my book, Killing the Rising Sun. Back after this. In these tough times, owing money to the IRS can be overwhelming, leaving you confused about the right approach. Scary radio ads about the IRS only add to the stress. But you can relax and breathe easy with Tax Relief Advocates, TRA. Regardless of whether you owe $5,000 or $50,000 in tax debt, TRA ensures you no longer have to fear the IRS. With a proven 3-step resolution process and expertise in IRS special programs, TRA helps taxpayers get back on track, boasting 5-star ratings on Google and Yelp, plus an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. TRA is the trusted choice. If you feel trapped by the IRS and debt, do not lose hope. TRA can significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden and offers a guarantee no payment if they cannot reduce your tax debt. Please visit TRA.com or call 800-575-2193, 800-575-2193. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.